illegal operations work was a system of payoffs and some measure of corruption that allowed for those gangsters to operate without fear of the law.
So, how did their styles change as the way they dressed to now, the gangsters specifically?
Well, gangsters in the 20s, in the Prohibition era, would have dressed somewhat like the fashions of the time. Clearly, they would have dressed in the clothing, the coats, the hats, the suits of the period. Similar to today's styles, they reflect the contemporary times. Some gangsters in the 20s dressed more flamboyantly than others.
Yeah.
Today, I think that's true as well, that some gangsters are gang members try to draw more attention to themselves than others. I think that's part of the question is stylistically, we're talking about people who are either willing or able or wanting to draw attention to themselves and people who want to blend in. And that's sort of a theme you can find throughout the history of gangsters. People who, like Al Capone, who were willing to be open and visible, and many of the other gangsters in the Prohibition era who really wanted to blend in and not stand out. They didn't want to make themselves a target.
Right. So so you think Clark Street has changed in the 20s till now?
Clark Street has changed dramatically between the 1920s and now. I mean, this area up Lincoln Park Way has changed. It's far more commercial now than it was. It has many more high-rises in it than it did. While Clark Street has always been a major thoroughfare on the north side, the development of Lakeshore Drive, which pulled a lot of city traffic out to the drive, allowed Clark Street to be a little bit more of a residential street. And of course, architecturally it's changed dramatically because things like the garage where the St. Valentine's Day Massacre happened have been torn down.
So what is it now?